and welcome to Yolanda's lymphatic system. This is the lymphatic system that works with the cardiovascular system to return body fluids to the blood. The lymphatic system and the cardiovascular system are often called the body's two circulatory systems. This is my guy. This is his lymph. This is the subclavian vein, the right lymphatic duct. This is the lymph glands of the head and neck. Here we have some lymph channels, occipital lymph glands, cervical lymph glands. And if you lift this guy up, right here we have the lymphatic drainage of the head and neck. Over here to my left, we have the testicular cancer. And it moves down into the male pelvic and down to how the cancer metastasizes. And at the very bottom down here we have into the prostate. I have a flap here on the side that has the lymphatic drainage of the large intestine. Down here on this flap, I have a self-drawing with the penis, the testes, the urethra, the ureter, the kidneys, although I didn't label the kidneys, the bladder. I drew this freehand. Here are my little lymph nodes. Those are not little sperms. Those are lymph nodes. I was quite proud of this drawing, actually. On the other side, I have a computer printed out better picture of all the lymph nodes and the drainage of the prostate. Now coming over here to the right of my man, I have another self-drawn picture, which is the regional lymph nodes of the thorax. I gave some affected lymph nodes in there, and I did a little tumor. This is the mediastinum lymph nodes, right here and right here. And underneath that flap, I have about the lungs. Lymph nodes in the lung, they're divided into three regions. The intrapulmonary lymph nodes, the mediastinal lymph nodes, and the extrathoracic lymph nodes. I also put down here another way the lymph nodes are classified is based on the side of the body where they are located, which is your ipsilateral lymph nodes and your contralateral. Down here I have a picture of the lymph nodes behind the collarbone. This is the lymph nodes near the breastbone. The breastbone being here, these are the lymph nodes there. The axial lymph nodes under the arm, these are like lymph vessels. This is my breasts, not my breasts, these are the breasts I drew, but without, I didn't draw any other parts. So underneath here, we lift up and we have about the lymphatic drainage of the breast. The lymphatic channels follow the duct and the lobular complexes and drain into the lymph node chains. The intramammary lymph nodes are located within the breast parenchymal. The axillary lymph nodes, there's about 10 to 38 lymph nodes in each axillio. The deep lymphatic drainage of the breast occurs on the ipsilateral axillary, and it's divided into 3 major sections. Level 1, lymph nodes are located in the caudal and lateral areas of the pectoris minor, and the most superficial lymph nodes in the axilla. This is the first station of drainage from the breast. Level 2, the lymph nodes are located beneath the muscle. Level 3, lymph nodes of the infraclavicle lymph node are located in the cranial and medial to the pectoralis minor. The internal mammary nodes are located in the parasternal space and are embedded in the fat in the intercostal spaces and run along the corresponding artery and vein. Most mammary nodes are in the first and second and third intercostal spaces. Supraclavicle lymph nodes are located within the supraclavicle fossa. Now moving down further, this is my hand-drawn lymph node of the female pelvis. I numbered everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 is right here, 8 and 9. 1 is the superior gluteal. 2 is the inferior gluteal. 3 is the sacral. And it goes on. At the bottom here, I have another self-hand drawing. This is the female organs as well. These the lighter ones are the bones. These are the lymph nodes here. Here's some lymph nodes up in there. And I lift up here, and it's the aortic nodes drain the uterus, the ovary, and the kidneys. The lymph drains from the abdomen organ by the lumbar for the right and left, and the intestinal lymphatic trunks by bypassing via the relay lymph nodes surrounding the great abdominal muscle. These trunks meet at the cisternae, forming the thoracic left lymphatic duct. This major lymphatic vessel empties into the venous circular system at the junction between the left subclavian and internal jugular veins. I'm going to turn my film sideways and just do a This one is not a hand drawing. Of the large bowels, lymph nodes. So what I would really like to just point out is what I really found interesting about the whole lymph node system. So I really liked the thoracic. The thoracic duct is the largest lymphatic vessel in the body. 3/4 of the lymph is drained there. The right lymphatic duct has lymph from the upper extremities. The lymph is excessive. What I found interesting was about the lymph itself is it's excessive tissue fluid that consists mostly of water and plasma and proteins from the capillaries as it moves its way out. I found that it was interesting that it has like a white-like appearance, looked similar to milk. The lymphatic vessels contain the lymph. The lymph is excessive with tissue fluid. It is mostly water and plasma. I thought that was interesting as well. that it starts in the spaces between the cells, and they are referred to as lymph capillaries. As the muscles around the vessels contract the lymph, it's moved on a one-way valve that closes, and it's our muscles and our breathing that help keep the lymph flowing. It's not like on the heart that has its own pump system. It's our body muscles that are actually pumping it and pushing the fluid from the high pressure areas, such as the abdomen, to the low pressure area, such as the thorax, where pressure falls with each inhalation. The path of the lymph vessels are the lymph nodes. They vary in size between 2 to 30 millimeters in length. This could be compared to the size of a large olive. They often occur in groups. The thoracic duct is on the left side of the body and is typically larger than the right lymphatic duct. It serves the lower extremities, the abdomen, the left arm, the left side of the head, and the neck drains into the subclavian. This duct is approximately 35 to 45 centimeters in length, which really isn't very long, and it begins at the second lumbar L2, where it's called the cisterna chyli. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Let's see. Every region of the body has a blood supply that has capillaries in them, and this is where the lymphatic vessels start. That's why they're so extensive. That's why they're everywhere. And then they start to move into the larger lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic vessels resemble veins and arteries, but they have a thinner wall, and they have more valves that promote the one-way system, so they don't have a backup system. They follow the veins and arteries, and they eventually empty into one of the two ducts in the upper thorax, the thoracic duct or the right lymphatic duct, and then they flow into the subclavian vein. The fluid movement in the lymphatic system depends on the hydrostatic and osmotic pressures that increase with our skeletal muscle contraction, which I just didn't think my skeletal muscle was that important, but apparently it is. There's actually massages you can do to help work through that, to keep your lymphatic system moving. And I think that's about it. Let's see. Testicular cancer. I was surprised to find out that it was only about 1 in 5,000 that actually get testicular cancer. That was really kind of surprising. Okay, well that concludes my portion of the lymphatic system.